pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we get started, I'd like to welcome Peter Linke. He is the chairman of the Gold Creek Sioux Tribe. This morning it's been, we just had a big sale, we're sorting cattle, and so it's, I'm a little behind. But anyway, welcome and thank you for coming, Peter.
An honor to be here.
I need a motion to accept the agenda. Danita moves, Rex isn't here. I'll go ahead and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. I need to approve the December 2nd.
Those are the ones that we received.
Yeah, we received them in the emails.
Um,
Okay, I'll second. Aye. All in favor? Aye. Okay, public input.
I'll go. I came here just to kind of commend our emergency manager. Alan's been a great resource to the fire department. He's helped us or made us aware of grants and provided a lot of training to us, both in the classroom and when we're at fires. When we're on a big fire like the two we had last summer at Fagans, I mean, he is absolutely instrumental in coordinating. We have multiple fire departments, and I'm supposed to be the fire chief, but I'm usually running the hose. We just don't have the manpower to have some guy, calling the shots.
Right.
Arlen takes over for that. And I'm very thankful to have that. He got us our radios. He programmed all of them. He's got us using them a lot more, communicating with each other. That's extremely important on the big fires. He shows up at smaller stuff. We had a car accident here at like 10:30 at night. And he's there. He stays until the scene's cleared. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what needs to be done. What else? And he's just been an invaluable resource to our fire department. I hope he continues to be our emergency manager as long as he can stay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. One thing I dare bring up.
Input.
This is Jane, but we're also going to do discussion on emergency management.
I know on that. Jill, can I do that as well?
Yep.
Okay, first the public input, I'd like to bring up something. Because we've got a pretty big crowd here, and I've got Rex here and Danita and everybody. Because this will come about in January, but we've been paying the Legion approximately $3,000 a year to keep our radio, and we need our radio. We need it for fire department, we need it for our emergency manager. I don't have a problem, but I was told the doors were fixed. So I went up and I checked this morning, and they're not. And I have a problem with paying $3,000 a year, and we're not seeing anything on a return. I'm more than happy to pay the lights and anything else, but if we're not going to see improvements, like we're promised, I really think we're getting the short end of the stick. Now, and that's just for public input, to be for the agenda to discuss next month.
Yeah.
So,
And do we have insurance on it? Because maybe we couldn't get insurance
We
on
do.
it either.
We
Yep,
do,
we
with
do.
the tower itself.
on the tower.
Okay, but not the building.
No.
The emergency, it's 24, the
Okay,
emergency
2,400.
itself, we do have coverage for that.
Well, I looked at both the doors, the two double doors and the one on the side.
All you gotta do is take that lock home.
I can't, I don't have a key,
I know,
so, but,
and if those doors are inside, they're
But-
all fixed up with a new door and lock on it.
okay.
Say, Matt, is there anything else on that? There's a piece of paper there that says public input. Is there any writing on that?
Right here?
Yeah,
Nope.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
Back
Next,
in that dressing room.
okay,
No,
okay. It just didn't look like them front doors could be open because there's a difference of about that much.
they know.
So, contract with Winter.
I think they just wanted an update. Is that what you were looking for?
Well, about the chairman, so we could just discuss the contract with Winter too. What we did get from Winter is, notification that January or February,
We talk about that email I gave you?
It's March, they're wanting to be up
okay,
and live.
all right. So, I know the chairman, the council has discussed the 911 going with Winter,
Yes,
and you guys are in agreement with it.
we're in agreement with it. They passed a resolution authorizing engagement, so.
So that was why it's the end of the year, let's start off, so I wanted you to be aware of the 911 for the part. The other part, the contact part, when we actually do the addressing, okay, because 911 used to fall under emergency management, didn't it?
I thought,
Excuse me, I'm talking to him right
Well,
now.
you're
Yeah,
talking
right
to me.
now he is. No, I'm talking to him.
Well,
You're right there.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, so anyway, it used to be under emergency management, when you were emergency manager, because when we first started, you were emergency manager, right?
Well, Are you talking 911
The
for,
addressing,
for addressing?
Yeah.
Okay.
the
Because
addressing
it's
part,
different things
yes,
there.
because that's the other thing that we've been discussing over there too, because everybody, we don't have 911 address. And I would really like to bring them up to par, like the housing has the housing numbers on them, so it's kind of difficult. So we've been talking with housing about trying to get the 911 addressing updated. So we would like to try to have some kind of assistance as far as, we used to have like maps. I don't know if you still got them. When we first started this, like the housing clusters like Knott's Landing, and they would have the numbers. If we could get a copy of those so that we can help these guys update their addressing, that would be
Yeah.
really helpful.
So my end of it is, anybody requesting a new 911 address?
Okay, the new one would have to come through you guys.
Right.
But
Yep,
the
and that's
existing
through-
ones right now, the housings wouldn't change because we've got the housing numbers there. And we've never combined the two.
Exactly.
And so now that we're doing the new 911, I think it'd be a good time for us to update the housing.
I can reach out to,
District 3,
yes,
yes.
Greg.
Okay.
can clarify or whatever he was talking about. No, I never did do the addressing.
No, I know.
No, Evelyn always did,
Yeah.
but I helped her.
Yeah.
Because she was here and I would get to Fort Thompson, and so she asked me, can you go find exactly where this house is and give me, how many feet from this corner or that, so she could plot the address. And that's how I was involved.
So you used to go out and plot, you used to go out there and plot those for her?
I used to go out and like if it was out in the country somewhere, I would get her how many feet or whatever it was from an intersection. So she could come up with the right number of where it was.
So now we have GIS mapping, so we're able to,
They
we're
can-
able to pin right where it's at. Part of the problem is, some people call and be like, my 911 address isn't working because my FedEx person doesn't get there. We have nothing to do, Lee or any of the 911 people have nothing to do with that. We don't know how to fix that part of it. Alls we have is anybody can go on our website and there's a GIS mapping. So I think it goes under District 3 and then you find the GIS mapping and they should be able to pin it. We pin it there. I think, I don't know a better word besides pin it.
District 3 will assign an address for that location, and they can measure right on the mapping itself. A click here and a click there, and it'll give you 1,400 feet or
So
whatever.
it's a lot more accurate today
Right.
than it was.
Right, but our problem is most of our calls we get is, my UPS driver didn't. And we get 2 or 3 of those a week and we're like, we don't know how to fix that, so.
I think once we get the new addressing going with the 911, they're gonna be able to find you within feet now, not.
Right.
And a lot of those now, nobody's got landlines, they got cell phones.
Right.
And they pin that cell phone. So if they're, even in their house, they can pin it right to the house. Also will be a big help. So, but yeah,
But even that doesn't work. They've had people on cell phones trying to get them, and they go to the wrong house. So I mean, this 911 is really gonna help us with
It
the
should
feed.
really.
Right, right.
And I think when we go to do voter registration, I'm hoping somebody, like Yvette or somebody can sit over there and let's confirm our 911 addresses while we're doing early
We
voting.
did that at the Powell one,
Yep.
about 3 years ago.
Yep.
Yep.
That really helped out.
So hopefully we can do some education to people.
Can I,
Anything else that
can I explain how the addresses are made?
Yeah, go ahead.
District 3 does it for you, I do it for Ham County. The addresses are designed as a grid system. And on that grid system, if you yell out the address over a radio, us as responders can decipher what that address and where we're going by cross section. So if it's 35550, it's 355th Avenue, it's a half a mile from that avenue, from that intersection. So that's what you were measuring at. Now we can do it by pulling a measurement off the computer. And then you're on the road. So if it's on 187th Street, we know what street we're going to, we know how far it is from 355th Avenue. Every address is designed that way. And when you're talking about Google not getting people to the right address, I don't know what the answer is other than Google sucks.
Yep.
They're not gonna fix it. I have 500 corrections. And our delivery people used to be able to follow signs. In Han County, we have green signs on every corner. Not every county has that. But knowing how those addresses work, they can find a place. And it's to the or to your approach to your house. So if your house is a half a mile up, on your land, that's only gonna get us to that corner where we turn to go to your house. That's where that measurement is. If your house is right off there, obviously it's easy. You get out here in the rural areas, when you go up to that intersection, there's usually not another intersection or a turn off to go. In town, that's a little bit different because there's every block, there's a different street. So it's a grid system, it works well, but nobody gets to pick their address. It's designed by District 3. They'll do it by measurement and they'll assign it. Odds on one side of the road, evens on the other, things like that. So a drive has a different meaning versus an avenue. A lane has a different meaning. Cul-de-sac, all them things are circle. They all have a different meaning that they can be used for.
Okay.
And I really suggest everybody go to the GI, go to the mapping and see that yours is right. Because we can only do so much. I mean, like I said, our UPS people go all the way to Wessington Springs almost trying to find stuff.
Somebody talks to Google, ours is wrong.
Yeah. And we kind of have a candid we wish we knew how to fix it, because trying to get a hold of somebody at Google is
Yeah, I know.
next, and we're like,
It won't change.
I found out how
Especially
to
out here.
report an error on Google Maps.
Right.
And I've tried that and it's closer. And then we have a canned response from District 3 that we tell everybody, make sure that you get with your post office and do all that right. And beyond that, we have no control over what Google gets their information.
Yeah, they don't respond to you if you send it. Like I
We-
said, I
we
have
found that
lots of
out, too.
corrections in there.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Can we go into mental health before we go into emergency management?
Okay, we're gonna skip down to the mental health board quick.
This is why the chairman came too. We had started conversations a few months back with the county on improving our mental health response time. Deech was here at the time. I wish Deech was here again. We try to do involuntary commitments, it's not working. They beat us back, okay? Or we take them to Elvira in Chamberlain, they don't accept them. We've been going to Pier. It's that time of year for us where we have a lot of suicides. And we need to be able to collaborate together so we can get these guys out. Now, we did talk a couple months ago, but we need more discussion. One of the main hangups was transportation. And I know we need law enforcement to transport. I think the cost of it, IHS was willing to pick up the transportation cost. Okay, but we all need to sit down and work something out. Because right now, we're just spinning tires. We're burying people left and right. So I guess this is one of the things that I want to talk about, is that we need something between us guys so that we can at least get these people the help they need.
Madam Chair, me.
Yeah,
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Peter Lemkeek, and I wanted to also request a position on that mental health board. I do have a mental health background and have worked in various capacities in behavioral health departments. And like Commissioner Loudner had said, that the issue is transportation. We either have to get them to Sioux Falls, Sanford, or Rivera, or Rapid City. Because these things don't happen between 8:30 and 8 and 4:30, so it's always after hours. And I'm so thankful for the sheriff here. He helped us one time get transportation to Sioux Falls. And we saved that young woman's life, that young girl's life. But while we were trying to figure that out, we realized there were some kinks in the process. And when we're dealing with something like suicidal behavior or suicidal ideation or an attempt, things need to happen right away to save life. And after many calls and emails and discussions with different people on how to get this little girl to Sioux Falls, there's been times in the past where I've transported myself, and I'll do it again at the drop of a hat. As it is now in Crow Creek, we don't have that kind of facility or them kind of resources after hours. So there's been times in the past where our law enforcement has just locked them in the back of the car and drove around all night until services open. And so to have a tribal member or two on this mental health board would help expedite this process, and we can streamline it. I don't know why Chamberlain will not accept a referral from a federal facility. They only accept a referral from the Mental Health Board of Buffalo County. And so, it took us years to find that out. But from what I understand, there's probably 4 positions on the health board, or 3.
3, I think.
Yeah, and right now there's currently only 1 on there from my understanding, and it's been like that for a while.
Yeah.
If we could request, them open positions, or I don't know if there's term limits or anything, or,
2 consecutive terms
Oh, yeah.
of 4 years.
Mhm. So if there's availability on that board there, I would like to sit upon that board, and maybe, if anyone else, in the room would want to volunteer for that. I don't know the process, if it's appointed or voted or
It's
voluntarily, or,
Excellent.
but I'd be very interested in that.
Okay.
Helping sit on there. I don't know what you have for services here, but my services don't stop at the reservation line. I've responded to non-Indians in Highmore and Pierre and Huron. But
It was my understanding, and yours, Danita, that our transportation is the biggest thing, because it's got to be law enforcement.
yes,
That's our biggest,
that's the law.
and
Well, the bigger thing in that is the fact that it's not costing the county any money.
Yeah.
Transportation
No,
is gonna be part, and then also Califano versus White pays for the
Yes.
stay there, and we've worked that out in the past too, so it's just a matter of helping us get those individuals down.
I think Wayne does when available, and
Or
Yeah,
that time he helped me, you reached out to Gerald County.
Yeah, I have, that was, I had a contract with them at the time. Now we contract with Rural County and they do, but that's how they got involved to
Oh, yeah.
transport. But, the problem with transportation is that the BIA, for whatever reason, can't.
Yeah.
The BIA law enforcement.
Yeah.
I don't know, well, if it's a jurisdiction thing of when they leave the reservation, then they don't have the power of arrest.
It's more of a liability thing, and I'm addressing that at the upper levels in Washington
Yeah.
DC, so, yeah.
So-
But that's the way it is for now.
So it ends up being the county's responsibility to transport everyone, not just those off,
Yeah.
whoever's in the county, okay?
Yeah.
But it isn't just, I mean, that's kind of the final step, the transportation. You know, we gotta get down, like Dave was saying, we have to get down first there has to be a complaint or someone give information to the mental health board chairman or attorney.
Yeah.
And then that attorney has to authorize, that looks at that information and determines, yes, this person needs to be evaluated by a qualified QMH, I think it's.
Yeah, QMHP.
And then, so he has to, that mental health attorney has to authorize that. Then we have to transport that person, if they're not already there, to a facility where they can be evaluated. Then if they're evaluated that, yes, they need to go, or they have a problem, then we have to find a place to go with them.
Yep.
So we gotta follow all those steps before it gets to me to transport.
I'm well aware.
And then, didn't he also say when a lot of times that they get to the, say, pier or wherever, that they don't necessarily have a real doctor there, that they do it by telemed. And that person can say, yeah, I'm fine. And they go, yeah, they're fine. And then they let them out.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
That's a huge, you know,
All kinds of things that happen in this process that,
that
if-
it's,
yeah, that can upset the cart or make it
Yeah.
last longer. If they're highly intoxicated, they won't evaluate them until they
Yes.
are sober enough. Okay, and then sometimes when people sober up, then they evaluate them and they're no longer saying, I'm gonna hurt myself or whatever, and so then they go back.
Yes.
We don't transport.
And that's the majority of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. And like Peter said, yeah, you know, the BIA could drive them around until they're sober or don't have a place for them. But we end up with that a lot of times at the hospital. They get transported to the hospital. And so now they're gonna be evaluated, so they have to be held. So it has to be law enforcement officers sit there at the hospital until they can be evaluated, till they sober up. Or you could take them to jail, but that's usually the last kind of resort. You just don't wanna jail people that are having mental health issues, you know?
That's what they're doing right now, you
You
know.
know,
We've got young men, they have seizures, they have whatever, by the time we get them to the hospital to be evaluated, you know, well, they're on drugs, well, they're not on drugs, they're in chemical imbalance here, you know, and they can't treat them, so they end up in jail. Jailing.
so if they're intoxicated, you might be, able, you know, if they were driving, or you might be able to hold them in jail because they're intoxicated. You know, but yeah, otherwise we have to have an officer sit at the hospital with them until they get evaluated. And then if they have to go, beds are very limited. You know, I can't tell you the last time I took someone to the Human Services Center, because they're full all the time.
Mhm.
So thank goodness for a Vera, that's where we go most of the time. But we have had to go to Rapid City, you know. Well, you can imagine the resources that takes away from here. If I gotta go to Rapid City and back, and I've been up all day already, is it fair to me to get in that vehicle and drive them there and back, you know? So that's why we gotta have backup and.
Yeah.
Well,
And
we,
these things happen during holidays, scheduled
nothing ever
things.
happens before 5
Yeah,
o'clock. or-
nothing's ever convenient.
Right.
But you do have that contract with Buffalo County, so they would also be able to assist in transportation and hold, right?
Oh, yeah, rural
Yeah.
county has done that.
Or
many
rural
times.
county. I mean.
Yeah, rural county.
Just how big a factor is the drug deal? Everybody knows the drugs terrible.
Yeah.
No, that affects a lot of this, doesn't
It
it?
does.
I mean, if you cleaned up the drugs, would it kind of fix the problem?
Drugs, alcohol, abuse, neglect, it all contributes to it.
Yeah.
Right now, some of the highest suicide rates in a group of people are in farmers and ranchers.
Yeah,
There's a hotline on TV. So it doesn't discriminate.
Right.
very true.
That's why it's important we have something readily available, whether it's
Mhm.
who it is, the
Well,
county we're looking at.
Peter, we can definitely January, we reappoint all of our boards. We'll look very hard at
Good, I appreciate that. I'd love to help here and wherever I can.
we appreciate you coming forward and offering that help. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
And along the same lines with the mental health, the state of South Dakota has opioid money. And the counties have been eligible for this since 3-4 years, okay? I know the tribe did their share of opioid money, they're waiting for a second go around, but as a county, I think we need to try to put some preventative issues into place that we can help some of these individuals.
And I think Dave and Steve, you guys looked at that opioid probably 4 years ago,
Yeah.
it seems like, when I first got here.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, now they're grants, okay?
Yeah.
The first go around, we were eligible for. The second go around, they're going into grants. I think there's like 12 million left or something out of that first go around, but they're going into grants
Yeah.
for some preventative stuff. And
Madam
I'm having District 3 look
Yes,
into
sir.
something like that.
I also forgot to mention, we are, thank you. As a tribe, we had put our name in that national opioid settlement, which she's referring to, and we ended up coming in on a settlement and received some funding. And we turned around and gave it to a contractor to build us a dual diagnosis mental health and substance abuse treatment center, which we're pretty close to getting it right now. We just need to get water out to the place now, and we're doing things like workforce development, different things like that. But I wanted to make you guys aware of that. That's not only going to be for tribal members, that's going to be for everybody in the area.
Okay, thank you.
So that's Betty Ford you're working with, isn't it?
Yes.
So just want you to be aware that we'll try to go in for some prevention money for the county.
Okay.
Thanks for doing mental health first.
Okay, emergency management. Lee?
If I may, I go forward with where Derek started there. I mean, with the emergency management, Arlen's doing a great job. He's been on so many different details. The big fire at the Prairie Chicken, the 10-mile fire, Arlen was the first person contacted by somebody driving on the highway on Highway 45. He
You
made
guys
the
ever
first
get paid
call
for that? Did you ever get reimbursed for that?
from the tribe. No,
Well, wouldn't be for them, try to be for them.
BIA, no.
Yeah.
No, we didn't. But he made the first call to me. I was the one that dispatched our fire department. I dispatched Treon with the BIA fire department. And Arlen kept calling back to me, do you need more resources? I turned him loose. He brought Miller, Wessington Springs, Bree Heights, Highmore. And at the end of the day, we needed more than we had. And that's just one of the details. Wessington Springs tornado, that started at Max Corner. I got a phone call from somebody in Han County, but it came through Arlen. And I was trying to relocate people along the county line because that's where the first tornado was going. I didn't know it split. When I got to the Western Springs tornado, Arlen was already there. That's just some of the unseen things you don't see. At night, he's been at every accident, working all night long. All these big fires, he put on a fire training, wildland fire training through our fire department, we invited all the colonies, the other departments. We had some people from, I don't know how many different departments, but Weston Springs for sure. And those are just things that he has done so much to keep our emergency side of our county working. He's gotten grant money for the radios, for the fire department, for the highway department. That's huge. Now we're starting over to a new program because our telephones are leaving us. That's been our lifeblood to get everybody to the fires. That's leaving us. We're starting a new program. He's spearheading that. I can't do it. One, I'm technically challenged, and two, I'm too busy. But just,
We were
there's
the
so
last
much
ones
that-
on that call line.
what's that?
Buffalo County was the last one on that call line. You know, as far as how you were getting notified, we were told that they were closing down. That was why we was pushing you to try to get
Right.
something else.
And, well, it was working.
Yeah, I know.
How do you want to leave something that works really good?
I hear you.
And
Just
so
continue.
I just want controlled burns. He helped us back burn on a couple of these big fires this summer that we couldn't get put out. It wasn't us, it was the conditions. The big fire up here at Nazar's this summer, we were working on that, and there was tornado possible rotation coming that last day and we were out there fighting fire during the day, and he's telling us, hey, the wind's gonna switch in half an hour. Well, we're fighting over here, the wind's gonna be over there in half an hour. Well, and it did. And he's watching the weather, he's doing the things that somebody running a fire hose can't do. He's keeping us safe, which is huge.
Safety should come first.
And like I say, he's done, and you know, those things, he just keeps, that he's been quite an asset from what we had zero guidance. The guidance we have here is wonderful. The LEPC thing, I know you're interested in that, Danita.
No, I was just getting these notifications.
And it's a group of the emergency people from the hospital to the county leaders, the city leaders, it's open to the complete public. Sometimes there's 5 to 8 people there, sometimes there's 15. I've done it on the phone a number of times, and Arlen's putting all that on, and it just.
So when you're talking about that, that's the beeps that we get every once in a while, you send that, is that what we're talking
Yeah,
about?
that last
Get 'em-
meeting got moved to like the 16th or
Okay, so I
something.
just want to make sure I knew what you were talking about here.
You know, and then everybody at the hospital knows somebody from Buffalo County. Everybody at the fire department, everybody at the, you know, they have a face with a name just because we have a representative going. If I can't be there, Wes has tried to be there. And before that, we had, I'm not drawing a blank, but Tanner. But, you know, we can't not, we just can't walk away when we have something that is good, very good working, to go back to the zero we had before.
I agree.
And I just feel that there's too much invested here to walk away at this point. If, you know, there's too much good to go the other way, because I know Derek can't do any more than he's doing, I can't do any more than I'm doing. And as far as the fire department members at large, you know, everybody here in this community is as busy as we can be. And here we have somebody that's willing to pick up some little pieces that you don't even think about, and he's doing it every day. He's got the ability to reach out to people that we don't even think about. And he's got those contacts, and that is so huge. So I really think we need to not upset this apple cart. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
Anybody else? I want to thank you, Lee, because you know what? In the last 2 years, you probably told us more than what's going on than we've heard in the last 2 years. We have no reports. I want some reports. Okay, so if you, excuse me, I think I'm talking about the emergency manager. Am I not? Got something else you want to say? I did give you an opportunity. Okay.
Did he?
What do we have? What do we have You told us you did a report last month, or the beginning of the month. Did you not?
I do reports every quarter.
Okay,
Then you got a deal that says that I did them.
okay, so that's the report?
It's a report from the state.
Okay, what's your report?
What's my report?
Yeah.
What do you want to know? You want to know the whole
Excuse
year?
me, sir?
You-
I heard more what you did from this guy than I heard from you in the last 2 years.
So, I'm asking you what you want.
I want to see something to back up what we pay quarterly for you. I asked for that yesterday, but I was told that you were gonna bring it.
You asked the state, you didn't bother to call me like you
Well, I
were
don't
supposed to. You
Oh,
always jump my shit before you even do anything. don't
could you
ask me
repeat
what
that?
you want.
Could you
I don't-
repeat that?
I
I wanna hear what,
don't-
the
I
letter
don't-
what?
All of us.
And I don't play political games.
I'm not
So,
playing political
that's
games,
where we're
but I'm playing accountability.
Accountability?
Yeah.
When you got my phone number, all it you can ask me, I will come here with what you want to hear and what you want to know. But you went above and beyond.
Oh, I pulled the regs.
And yeah,
Yeah,
you went. And all you gotta do is call and say, hey, can you get me some information? I wanna know this, I wanna know that. I'll get you the information you wanna know.
But we must remember, he doesn't work for the state.
no,
He works for Hand County and he works for Buffalo County. And he has fulfilled all of his requirements. And all we've got to do is ask and he will get us things. And I have not asked, I've just seen through the fires and all that, what he's done.
I made it clear when I started that I would get on your agenda when I needed to address something. If you needed something from me, I would ask you to be on your agenda. I was put on your agenda today. I was not informed that I was
Oh,
on
I
your
thought the
agenda.
state would tell you yesterday she was gonna call you.
I would expect something from the county because I don't work for the state. I work for the county. So
Yes,
I would say, if you expect him to report to you what you would like, when you put him on the agenda, common courtesy dictates that you would notify him of the same. Does that not make sense?
Kind of like, we continued this month.
But-
And this is our second meeting this month, okay? And we talked about this the first meeting.
Well, I understand, but he just said that he wasn't notified that he was on the agenda for the meeting today.
He wasn't because we were discussing. We're not making no determinations. Next month, we decide whether or not we're gonna keep it.
That's not what I'm
Next
asking.
month, we decide whether or not what we're gonna do for mental health.
actually in September, so.
But what I'm,
what he's saying is, it says emergency management. He probably should have got the agenda when emergency management's on it.
it's tit for tat. If you're asking him to notify you of whether it's a report on a fire or if he responds to an accident on the highway out here, you're asking him to give you the information, but then you're withholding knowledge of the meetings that his job is being discussed. You didn't notify him of the meeting, and that seems the pot calling the kettle black for.
Tit for tat.
Exactly. And so I don't understand how he can be upset by one, but he's not supposed to be upset about the other.
I'm not upset about it. I just want accountability. And like I said, thank you, Lee. That's most that I've heard that this guy's done in the last
You
few
can call me
years. Thank
anytime, didn't you?
you. I will.
I welcome
I
that
know
call. I
you
leave
will.
my phone on 24 hours a day.
Okay, just a moment.
How much accountability have you gotten from the last previous 10, 15 years of paying a lady a wage
20,000?
for doing nothing? How much
I
accountability
don't
did you
think
get from
we ever
that?
paid her 20,000.
No, I never said 20,000.
Well, we are now.
What were you paying her?
I have no idea, not close that much. I think it was probably 6 or 7.
Less than that.
You got nothing. So what did you
Exactly.
get, what did
We
you get
pay
for
what
that?
We get.
What did you get for that?
Zero.
Well,
That's
we
why-
got, well, what I wanted to show you was, when you talk about going to the county line and not knowing what's going on, we did do one with the county and the tribe. Here again,
With
we're a small
what is
county.
that?
We're a small county. Our resources are very limited.
I don't know what you're talking about there. You showed
This
me a
is our
pile of
plan.
paper.
This is
Plan
our-
of what?
This is our plan.
What's the name of the plan?
Hazard mitigation, it looks
Okay,
like.
Last time we got funding for it.
that's not even what we're talking about.
Well,
That-
it
that
is part of
plan-
what I'm talking about, because I don't want to go to the reservation line and forget about it. You're
But he-
emergency manager for the county of Buffalo, are you not?
Yeah.
Okay,
But yeah, as Tommy and us have talked about, crossing the lines is a little bit hard to do because there's different guidelines. Restrictions. He can call and say, Tommy, do you need my resources of whatever? Tommy can call him. But as far as crossing and stepping in,
It's mutual consent.
they can't.
Yeah, the mutual agent could.
So,
And like I asked you, okay, you live on the reservation line. You live on the reservation too. You know, where do you guys fit into this picture?
with Tommy.
Okay.
Tommy, because of that line drawn in the sand so many years ago.
Somebody had asked too, and I don't know the definition, I'm gonna be honest. There's another book out there, some emergency management book that like you get, and maybe the sheriff, and, cause it has stuff that other people can't see. What is that called? I can't think of what it is right now.
It's called the LEOP, that's what I talked about last week.
So
It's another
those
stack
are,
of paper.
that's nothing that we would ever see, cause that's, you guys have your own protocols on that,
The
right?
LEOP is the Local Emergency Operation Plan, which is how every agency in the county that's under my jurisdiction is run. Now, the tribe does different. They have their LEOP. Everybody, Tommy has to do the same exact thing. It's written in his rules and his responsibilities that he has to do that. Does it mean we don't help each other? Absolutely not. I will help Tommy anytime he requests it. He will help me anytime I request him. I talk to him on a regular basis. We have a good relationship. But there's lines in the sand that I didn't make, and I can't jump across, and neither can he. But he is required to do the same plans that I am required to do. I didn't make those rules. I'm doing those. The LEOP is a sensitive document that tells us the blueprints on how everything operates, every emergency plan that's put together. There is cybersecurity stuff in it. There's different things that are being added to that on a yearly basis that are happening. It's every threat possible. So no, it's not open to the public to take from this building, to take out and let Joe Schmo look at and understand it. Now, the hazmat plan, that can be taken out, can be done with. Is it a good idea? No. That is to let the first responders, law enforcement, EMS, all them want to know what's in the county, what's dangerous, what they can expect, and how to operate underneath those conditions, who to call, who to bring in to help. So the PDM, the one you just threw down there, that's completely different. And I have a bookshelf full of plans. That's the PDM. Each county, they set their lines. The FEMA does that. I don't make those lines. You talk about crossing lines, the county lines. I don't make those lines. Those lines are already set there. District 3 built that plan. The EMs, I do it for Han County. I'm doing it right now. I have to do in-kind meetings with all of the cities, all the municipalities, the county, the townships, all that. So that we don't have to pay anything on that grant that pays for that. NECOG puts it together. District 3 does it for you guys.
Doesn't cost us anything either.
It doesn't
And-
cost you. There's
And
a
it's
grant.
also gonna have
FEMA
to be up
draws
for
those lines.
review here soon because it's almost 5 years old.
Right. And I can't tell you what's gonna happen next year with all the changes in FEMA.
It's so big. Even when he's just talking cybersecurity, Doug and you kind of did all of that. We're behind the 8 ball. You guys just approved the
Right.
cybersecurity aspect for here. So new website, new, all that's gonna kind of come underneath.
Has
And
the
we got the
people-
grant.
Has the people been here yet?
No,
Well, we're about that when they go.
Well, I
we
don't-
have to sign, we signed the agreement. So we have to kind of wait for them to come then. Set,
I will report whatever you want me to come and report. You guys have a long day. Every time you guys meet, it's the same in every county. It's a full day. I'm not gonna put my name on the agenda to come here, babble about some stuff that's really not on your radar of that day. If you wanna know what I'm doing and how I'm helping, my cell phone is always on. You call my office number, it goes to my cell phone. I'm gonna answer the phone. If you want me to prepare, hey, what did you do for us this year? Can you put something together and come to the meeting introduce it to, absolutely, I would do that. But with the busy schedule, I don't even do it for hand counting. I used to spend an hour to 2 hours every month, write all that stuff up, and I'll tell you what they do. It's in their file, they pull it out, and they set it off to the side. 2 weeks later, they ask me, hey, what happened at that deal? And I said, it's all written in the report that I spent 2 hours typing up for you. I didn't read that. How often do you do that before you quit doing it? I quit writing that up because it's a waste of my time to do that for something that they're not gonna read anyways. So if you want something from me, let me know. I will get that. I'll update you on what you wanna know. But I can't be at every meeting either. I have 2 meetings sometimes I have to be at and other places to be. So if you want something, let me know, I'll get it to you.
I'd like to see something in writing. I am not asking you to come to every meeting, okay? But like I said, I learned more about what you did from me than I did from you the past 2 years. The other question I guess I have, Steve, is the contract that we signed with Pam. And I know we renew it in January, but don't you think we ought to have another contract? Because this one ended in 2003 or 2004.
No, it's in September that we did that, I believe.
September, it's a fiscal year.
This is the last one we got. June 6, 2023, it was signed.
Maybe we should just redo a contract.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I know we do
open
it in
ended one, I can
January,
go deal
but I
with
think
that
we ought to
then.
have something. And if we could kind of add something in here. Okay, so it's telling me the 20,000, you're gonna make 3 trips a month, average. 36 days working on Buffalo County requirements. This is for the year. Additional compensation for EMS director. What is that other than the 36 days? Other time? Then you merge the plans, you charged us for merging the plan with Han County.
That's just a breakdown of
Yeah.
the things that have to be done.
Okay, so that should have already been completed, because like I said, this was signed in 2023. And it ended September 30th. So I think we need to kind of update our contract and maybe put something in there, because already his plan has already been emerged, so there's 3,600 right there. 3 trips, and I know you come down, I hear you coming down for those auto accidents, I appreciate them, okay? I'm sure that wasn't one of the 3 we were talking about, but
I think Doug did that contract. So I'll just have him open it up. It's a PDF.
That, with the plans have to be updated every year.
oh, yeah.
So every year that these plans that I designed for Buffalo County, so they're standalone on their own now, I'll have to update those every year. In fact, some of them are coming up, I have to update county contacts, township contacts, which you only have one
Every year.
township. I mean, there's a handful of stuff that I have to do every year, so that's all figured into the contract of the annual stuff.
So I have to.
Okay, move on.
Okay,
happy.
I am
You're
too.
late too.
Budget report.
Take it up.
Okay, so we're on number 9 on the budget report. Everything looks pretty good on the budget. I've sent it to
Yes.
everybody. It's on the website. It's everywhere.
Right there, everybody's got it.
Right. I do think that we need a contingency transfer. And so when we started the budget, you guys put a $50,000 into the contingency plan. So you have that 50,000. Legislative audit came, and so we have that bill. So that bill would come under that 101-111-422 professional services under the commissioner. So there's 2 of them under contingency that I would like to, and then the other one is the 101-213-422 for 1,500, and that's your coroner. So I think you guys can make if you guys want to do that, you could do that together.
What was this 10,000 for?
That's the audit.
Legislative audit.
That was the legislative audit.
It was
What was that
22,000.
23,000 for then? Where the hell I got that circled somewhere? Yeah, 23,000 for Department of Legislative Audit.
Yeah, 22 something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what it costs,
So the 10,000 is the extra we need
correct,
to
to
cover it.
fulfill the,
That's in the, this year, is in the 101, that's not in this same.
So that page that you have right up there in the front, does that one say
101,
Commissioner?
101. This 101, 111.
Yeah, and this is 101, 111,
Which one?
the, legislative audit. 101, 111.
So 101s for everybody's in here, 101 is anything that is not the highway department. If it's a highway department code, it's a 201. So that's kind of when we're talking 101s, that's what that means.
What was that
No.
other number, that 1,500? Was that in the right spot?
Yeah, that goes to 101 to 213, that's for our corner.
213. I think it's a one membership, 260 or something.
But that was for the corner. He emailed me the bill and I
Send
forwarded
it
it
to
on
you,
to
so
Deb.
that's how come I had just originally 1,000, but I
Yeah.
thought, let's just have the cushion there just in case.
Yep.
So-
I overcharged for that audit myself.
We really don't have a say in that, Rex.
You can call,
Too many questions.
I might have to talk to him again, huh?
Anyway, so I need a motion.
It seems like somebody's been saying we ought to get this here stuff done right a few months ago.
But we couldn't on these two because I didn't get the bill.
The big one though, we can.
Oh.
It's been riding for like 8 months.
What big one?
Well-
I can only do so much in regards to
But see,
the,
we just got the bills from Anderson and the bills from Jeremy just this
Yeah, but
month.
the highway department, when Wes started, it was like a minus 300,000 or some amount short, yeah.
Well, you can do them monthly or you can do them yearly when you're all done, you know.
As long as you-
It's not advisable. Because there's a reason.
so
for this
Rod
budget.
Fortin, between Rod Fortin and Wes Wolf and our consultant, as well as myself, got together, and this was the way we wanted to have it. So if the commissioner wants to come and be part of that, part of the budgeting, come when we're doing the budget part of it. So
Okay.
do you want me
I
to
need
call
a
you when that
motion.
happens? Because
I need a motion to do the 11,500 contingency fund, 10,000 to cover the balance of the audit, 1,500 for the corner.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Same sign. Okay,
the next one, which is called an auto supplement. So an auto supplement has to do with when you have the money in the budget, so like your grants. So that's why we waited until the bills got here so that we could auto transfer or auto supplement. We just got those bills. Rex is right, we did have it in the money. Now we need to auto supplement it into there. So that's your 101, 311, 422, 422 is your professional services. Everything gets dumped into professional services. But in this auto supplement, it's that $1,128,672.94 that I would like permission from you guys through those grants, which is called the auto supplement, to be able to transfer that and put that in. We also still have salaries, so that's how come we're running short on budget, not running short on our money, we're running short on budget. So that's why we need the auto
And
supplement.
this is the grant money received for the road.
2025, because we
tax,
can't take,
put this in.
we can't take 2024s, we have to do 2025, so that's what this, it's okay.
Well, I understood that there's still gonna be, once we pay,
we'll get
then
some
we'll get
money
some
back.
more,
Yeah,
or more from the state.
right, once we pay the bills.
There, Wes is on there.
He's been on there, thanks, Wes. Did I explain it right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, once we pay that bill, I have to, 3 things to submit to the state, and within 7 days, they'll give, I think it's approximately 20% that was left will be ACH to the county's account.
Okay. All right, so can I get a motion,
I give you a motion.
Yeah,
Need a
Bowdner.
Danita,
second. Need a second.
Rex, will you second? All in favor? Motion carried. Thank you.
Wes, the next one up is the big grant. Was there anything that you wanted to talk, anything else on the big grant? Or is it, I just need to sign it and get us copies?
You know, it's just what we went over, what we hope to get. You know, the bridge hasn't been rated low enough that we have a great shot, but we have a 1 in 10 shot. So we got to do it, just shoot our shot at it, you know.
And I've signed it. Wes brought it to my house yesterday, because he had to be gone today.
Which bridge are we doing now?
This would be the Larson Bridge.
We're talking to Wes Wolf.
So, anyway,
So all I need to do is sign it. Do I just need to get you a copy, Wes? And I
Yeah,
can,
I just give that back to Josh and he submits it to the state.
okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll put it in the mail, but I'm also gonna scan it and send it to you and to him then,
Perfect.
okay?
Can
So-
I interject something?
Sure.
Wes, before you go, when we were talking last month or earlier this month, we were talking about Terrell. Were you able to get that resolved?
I left that with Anderson, our state's attorney. I'm out of that. So everything I got, I give to.
Thank you, because that has nothing to do with us. Again, it goes back to the contractor.
Sure, yep.
Okay.
And then Wes, I did talk to, who's the contractor that? Jeremy Thompson called me and his wife is gonna pick up the check this afternoon.
Sounds great.
All right. So
Thank you, folks.
yep, thank you, Wes.
the next thing on here, I just want to make everybody aware that we did that grant for the roof.
Right,
We did that in 2025. It's still gonna, they haven't been able to come do the roof, so they're gonna do that in 2026.
okay,
So I called the grant people, they said that's pretty typical, so they're okay with it. We can also start.
Has left.
Okay, we can also, if we want to, look at additional USDA funding for the county here as well. We really, both West's side and over here, we all need windows, something fierce, because it is, they're just going straight into here. Or we can, the bathrooms are getting really bad too. But I think we can only get a $50,000 grant. I'll continue to look at that. So just want people to be aware that that grant is, we're gonna start looking at that again for 2026.
okay.
Do we still have enough to cover the roof?
We have
With- with-
$50,000.
Yeah, I know, but with
Yep.
the bids and all that stuff. are they
I'm
willing
hoping
to-
so. I talked to
Are they
him.
willing to, it's been 2 years.
Right,
I changed.
yeah, we're hoping so. If not, we might have to do it contingency again to see, because it's getting pretty bad up there.
Yeah.
So, and then just on a side note on that, we also have, like Arlen was talking, we have that cybersecurity. And so there's some money out there for a website and some other stuff. So Lee and I talked to those folks, because that's a different entity than everything else, but it's covered under that cybersecurity grant.
Mhm.
So we have a grant that you guys said yes to. So we're continuing forward with that, but it does take a lot of time
Yeah,
and, which we're all lacking.
Are you
Of
working?
time
are you working with
availability.
District 3?
We're dealing with District 3 as well. So they're all part of that pool.
Who's the?
Whoever's doing the cybersecurity with them, I'd have to ask. And so, so that I just wanted you guys to be aware that that is coming up. That will affect all of everybody that's in here, because our emails will probably change. We haven't really got that far towards stuff. But the cybersecurity is saying that you need a better email. Yeah, .gov type thing. So, but when we cross that path, we'll cross that path. But so we're not there yet, but so, and our website will probably change some because they're enhancing that because of the cybersecurity as well.
We're
So,
gonna maintain it ourselves, or are we gonna?
yeah, nobody else. We tried to find people. It would take thousands of dollars to have a web person. So, but we'll look at that probably at the next commissioners meeting to see if that's where we want to put the money towards that. So, So I went ahead and did the auditor's report. There was 4 November, December hospitalizations. I'm not real sure on the 2 because they're actual bills. But when I talk to the people, one is a mental health. Would you say that one is?
Evaluation, I think, or what they said was,
So when,
yeah, they talk to in access to the patient. There's
Right.
Somebody in, this one, Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark. And so I called them to ask, how to pay this bill. So, and if we should pay this bill. And so we went round and round, and I finally ended up just telling her, maybe you should call our state's attorney, because I'm not 100% sure. And it isn't like it was a big bill, it's just I'm not sure where it should go. I think I showed you that one too. So I'm letting that one sit until 2026. So I think, so that's where we're sitting with those hospitalizations. The auditor treasurer report, you saw that, and so everything is good on that. So, I don't know if anybody has any questions regarding the auditor's reports, but, and then I did send out vouchers.
Okay, what about the Brewer County jail contract?
Oh, shoot, it's right here. It's right there.
It's the same as last year, except $2 a day more.
Okay.
Instead of $74 a day, it's 76.
76.
So do we have anyone for juvenile yet?
No, other than the pier one we did last month.
Yeah.
You know,
Usually have a backup, don't you know?
right.
So I need a motion to approve the contract with Brewer County Jail for $76.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Well, but I know you just want me to give it back to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
76, yeah. Okay, I need a motion to approve the vouchers that you got in the mail. Is that you? And she sent us out two. The first ones wasn't the right ones, the second one was.
One the Thomas and Anderson on it, correct?
Yeah, we had to redo it because our budget, we didn't have enough budget-wise to do it. So, okay.
You know what we was gonna pay them, that should have been set aside ahead of time, because they bid certain amount of money.
Well, we may be
That's
getting,
what the
no,
guys at Pier will take it to.
we
Right,
also.
your conversation with Portland, right?
The other thing is, they're gonna be docked some, because they went over on the contract.
So if they come under what you get, go with others.
Well, I should ask Wes more.
He said it's roughly 30,000 less than what they did.
Okay, so then they took out that they, because they went over 5 or 6 days, and that would have come up to about that 30-some thousand. But see, they haven't even paid us yet for the dirt that came and got.
And then they'll have a trail tax. So,
Would you have her, the auditor from there, just shoot me an email?
I called
Okay,
her.
so Rex, you made a motion to approve the vouchers.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
That, I'm sorry, so you,
Is there any reason to go into executive session, anybody? Right?
so Zastro for the vouchers and then you seconded?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Thank you, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I'll give you the